Wow, you guys have all the lore incorrect. Like, you can't even do your own research. I'm just hitting a point where, can we all realize that these big channels don't do research? Hello everyone, my name is Floriel. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Either way, it is good to have you here. As you guys already know, I've split up the Sam and Colby videos, so this is our last one from their total Hell Week, Hell Month, whatever, and we're going to be discussing their video that they did at the Smurls home, or actually the Smurls grandparents or parents-in-law, whatever, home. They weren't on the correct side for the lore that they provided. So this is a big debunk. Most of you guys have already heard it already, but let me get into it. There's other things that I want to talk about in this video too that have to do with the witch that they have there. So it might be a good informational video for you to learn from as well. Go check out Seg's video on them. He also covers it too, but we'll talk a bit about that. So let's get started. The new Conjuring House. And the last video of their Hell Month is at the new Conjuring House. It's just the Smurls duplex. They don't even get access to the Smurl side. They get access to the side that the parents were living on, the grandparents or parents. And yes, there are a couple instances of like things that they said happened, but mainly it was that they tried to exorcise the demon from the Smurls side, like Jack and Janet and the kids from the Smurls side, and the demon just went over to the parents' side to avoid the exorcist. This is the ridiculous story. The parents as well said that they first started having stuff happen before Janet and Jack, but it was like smells in the house and it smelled like mold, which there is mold in that house. There's problems in this whole area with flooding that happened that never really got fixed properly. And there's a lot of old mining tunnels and stuff underneath this whole Wilkes-Barre as well. There's a lot of problems that do cause smells and such as well. The mother explained that she heard like knocking, like a pipe knocking, but then they couldn't find the pipe or something. And I'm like, it just kind of sounds like a pipe was knocking. Like in watching the interview with her, I'm kind of like, I don't know, all this stuff is pretty easily explainable. Like the Jack and Janet stuff was the more intense stuff. The chandelier falling on the kids, Jack and Janet both being SA'd during their sleep as well. The kids being attacked and stuff. One of the girls being dragged down the stairs. All the violent stuff happened on Jack and Janet's side. But when you hear the interview with Lorraine, and it's on YouTube, you can watch it, with Lorraine with the parents, it's John and something, I can't remember, might be Mary. So it's them and she's doing the interview, and all the stuff they're talking about could be easily explained, like pipes knocking. Once in a while they have like a temperature change. Again, old house, you know. They did all the repairs on the house themselves, Jack and his dad, and they are not any sort of construction guys, so they don't know what they're doing. So of course there's problems with the repairs of the house as well. Keep in mind too, they get the lore all wrong here. For those new to my channel, I already did a video debunking the Smurl haunting and going through all the like nitpicky details of this and the Warrens' involvement. I will link it as well. I'm not going to go through everything in this video, as you know, my Smurl video is already like an hour, so I've already made it. You guys can go check it out. I'm not as heated about this one. I'm just more like, wow, you guys have all the lore incorrect. Like, you can't even do your own research. I'm just hitting a point where, can we all realize that these big channels don't do research? Like, they just reiterate something that they found on someone else's video or on Wikipedia really quick, and they don't actually do the proper research to get all the proper information. Even though it's a fake haunting, like, let's be real, the Warrens were involved. They were there for over 10 years before stuff started happening, when suddenly I guess they needed money or whatever. The Exorcist movie came out and they saw an opportunity, is what I think. But I do think like a few small things were happening around the house, and I do think that the family was very, very religious, which this family actually was compared to other ones that the Warrens worked with. And I do think that there was some stuff happening around the house, and it freaked them out, especially at this time when all this stuff happened too. The Exorcist movie just came out. Rosemary's Baby. These were like movies that things like this weren't in theaters before. Movies and TV shows weren't covering these intense, scary topics. And it caused the satanic panic was happening at the time too. So This is an overly religious family. I think a few things were happening around the house that are easily explained by the mining tunnels, the issues with the flooding in this town, problems with fixing a house yourself when you don't know what you're doing, when you're not like an actual plumber or electrician. And they just decided that it was going to be a haunting. I actually don't really think a haunting happened here. I just think that it was stuff that could be easily explained. And CFI did try to show up and help debunk all this stuff, but Lorraine and Ed wouldn't let them in the house, and then the Smurls said no to them as well. So they could have had the stuff debunked, but at that point, they're working on book deals and movie deals and stuff. So surprise, surprise, right? Surprise, surprise! Yeah, they get a lot of stuff incorrect in this one. All right, let's get into this one. And again, I have this on 1.25 speed because my ADHD, and I just want it to hurry up and play faster for you guys as well. This is going to be a really, really long video as is.
The story of the new movie, The Conjuring Last Rites, actually took place. We're lucky enough to be the first ghost hunters to do paranormal investigation since Ed and Lorraine Warren first came here 40 years ago.
For 13 years, the Smurl family was attacked by an actual demon from hell.
I'd have to double check the exact timing. I believe it was either they lived in the house for 13 years and then the 14th year stuff started happening, or they lived in the house for 13 years and it was the 13th year stuff started happening. Nothing was happening for like 12 years, over 10 years, nothing was happening. So there was no demon after them, okay?
At this exact house, on this exact street. Tonight, we're going to see if the dormant demon that family faced is still here.
Also, the demon was exorcised. They say it was exorcised by McKenna, but I found differing numbers and opinions on that with McKenna. But McKenna was excommunicated from the church. So technically, if they were a devout Catholic family, they didn't really get an exorcism because they never got an approved, sanctioned exorcism. They got an exorcism from a rogue priest. And that was just an exorcism of the house, which would have probably just been a house blessing, which they could have gotten from their local diocese and their priest. But they had the local one come out and he's like, nothing is wrong with this house. There is no demon here. And so he didn't approve them for an exorcism or didn't approve them to go any further with the church. They used the excuse that the demon was dormant and hiding from the priest, which is just BS. Oh, wait, yeah, there was this exorcism moment where they were saying that the demon was trying to move from Janet and Jack's house over into the grandparents' house, and that's why they couldn't exorcise it because it kept moving between houses. And again, this is a Robert McKenna exorcism, I believe it was. I don't hold any weight to any of his exorcisms, especially if you are truly devout Catholic and he's excommunicated from the church. Is his exorcism then valid in your eyes as a devout Catholic? This is why, I think the family knew it was all fake. Janet called a press conference, and they went to this press conference in their backyard, and they were like, the demon is gone. We prayed hard enough and it left the house. This is how they said it ended. This is how the story ended. And then they then had a movie and sold movie rights in the book. And then they had enough money. Then they moved. And when they moved, then that was at the time some other piece of material came out. Was it Snedeker or something? Something else came out. And I think they saw an opportunity to make some money. And then Janet tried telling people that the demon was back and followed them at their new house. But it took almost a year. And then she was trying to get on talk shows and TV shows and stuff. But it just never really took off. People were done with their story. I think that one press conference that they held and told everyone that it was gone just with the power of prayer, a lot of people lost all respect for them after that. So I don't think that she was really able to sell anything after. The only reason why I think that they did the movie The Last Case on the Smurls instead of the Snedekers is because Carmen is quite business savvy, and she would not have sold any rights and she would not have agreed to anything with her family. She would have sued unless they paid her. So anyway, that's a little bit of information and knowledge that you would think that they would know, having 15 million subscribers and being big paranormal investigators. Honestly, Sam and Colby, they're just like the Warrens. They're like the Warrens. Selena's like the Warrens. All these new Zach. The paranormal industry is, and it has a disease, and it's all fake people faking stuff, all after money. Everyone just wants money. Everybody. And the only people that seem to be actually sincere and legit are the people honestly in the debunking community at this point. And I'm not saying that we aren't making money off our YouTube channels, right? I realize when we do this, we make money off the YouTube channels, but we're trying to make money ethically. Whereas these type of people, they don't care how unethical it is. As long as they get a nice big fat paycheck, they'll do anything. We used to do paranormal investigations. We used to be in this industry, and we're tired of what we're seeing here. And that's why we're doing our own thing now. We're not part of these people anymore.
Full
Chills.
Before we get into this video, we wanted to give a quick warning because what we discovered at the new Conjuring House might actually change paranormal history.
In the last couple investigations,
Every time, every hell month, every year, their last video is like, this is going to change paranormal history. They say this all the time. It's just the point now where it's like, you guys are clearly phoning it in for the paycheck. Let's take a quick look. Actually, I wanted to show you guys this. If I look at their channel, right, and if I look at their stats, it says estimated monthly earnings, 86K to 259K. That's for AdSense. This is incorrect on here. I would say times that by 3. They make about $1 million a month, and their views are up because of hell month or whatever. I'm going to say that and because actually it's October and November, December, you make more money from ads during this time. So they're probably making, I would say, $1 million to $2 million a month during October, November, December. And in the other months, it's going to be, we'll have to see. I'm going to say like they've raked in at least $1 million at this point for their Hell Month stuff. So these guys are doing it for money. They don't care about any of this other crap. And they're constantly pushing their merch, and their merch is in Hot Topic, which is a big deal to like be able to actually accomplish as well. So they're making tons of money off of that too. These guys are just, they're in the money. They're after the money. That's it.
especially the one with the Ouija board, what the spirits told us made us question if we could even post this video. No joke, guys, this could cause a big commotion in the paranormal world, but for your sake, we're gonna include everything.
But this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to investigate the Smurl house haunting, so we really hope you enjoyed the video.
Newer Conjuring House.
This one is, no joke, guys, 10 times worse than the last Conjuring House, and I'm shaking, nervous to go inside. I'm not kidding.
The Smurls were a lower-class Catholic family who had to move after their house was hit by a hurricane in 1972. In 1973, Jack and Janet Smurl moved into this duplex that we're investigating tonight, but the hauntings began immediately and ramped up slowly with time.
Hauntings didn't begin immediately. I do believe that they came forward after and said that some small things were happening immediately. I think that was probably what, like in the interview that Lorraine did with the parents, the grandparents on the side that they're going to go in, they said things like smells, but it smelled like mold or musty to them. I think those were the small things that were happening. But then they stayed there for 12 years and didn't seem to care, right? So...
And performing multiple failed exorcisms, no one was able to determine why this innocent Catholic family was at the...
Like I said, they prayed away the demon, but that wasn't an exorcism. So
to preface this, guys, this is an actual house that people live in. It's not investigated. It's a private residence. Nothing's altered. It's not like a museum. It's not like any other haunted location we've ever been to. This is the real deal.
And here's our first look inside.
You want me? Wait, it's a moth.
Oh God, that's a bad sign.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
That's the devil from Pendle Hill, dude.
What?
you guys, it's nighttime and you have bright camera lights going and you're sitting on a porch that has a light on too. Like this whole moth thing is absolutely ridiculous.
We literally just talked to a witch that deals with the devil all the time. And it says that when things attract moths, that means the devil is here.
Are you serious?
Not even kidding, bro. It's right there.
Christ.
And if she properly explained herself, because if she understood what she was trying to say is that moths are her familiar. And if she explained that to them properly, a familiar is tied to the specific witch. So a moth wouldn't be a familiar for these guys because that witch isn't there right now. And that's because she doesn't understand what a familiar is. And she didn't know how to explain it to these guys. Like, this is where even this lore is all incorrect as well.
This house is a duplex, which means 2 families lived in it at once. And so it's the Smurl family, like Jack and Janet, who were the parents, and then their 4 kids. And then on this side was Jack's parents. Their names were John and Mary. And so
Did they get the lore wrong by accident or on purpose? Are they trying to convince people that they're in the side that Jack and Janet lived in where all the bad stuff happened? Because they're in the parents' side. They're not in Jack and Janet's side. I think that they are idiots and they got the lore wrong, but they could also be lying to people because we caught them in lies in other videos too, so.
all of them, 8 people total, experienced the hauntings.
Wow.
For the next decade, they'd experience unexplainable and potentially otherworldly attacks, as well as notice this foul smell entering the home. Especially when the father, Jack, would kneel by his bed and pray.
So I think I have more of this. I show some of the comments and stuff from my Smurl video. In the video that me and Stevie, we did that interview discussing the recent movie. People that live in Wilkes-Barre talk about there's a smell because the town was flooded and it never actually got repaired or cleaned or anything. And there's old mining tunnels underneath everywhere. And those release smells and noises. And actually there's like collapsed driveways. There's garages that have caved in. The town has issues and it has smells. And they bought this house as a fixer-upper because their house was completely destroyed from the hurricane. And this was like all they could afford. And it was a fixer-upper. And they could only afford it because the parents moved with them. And it was like a duplex thing that they were dealing with. So like the house already had, the town has a smell, and certain smells, they pop up certain times. It's not all the time. It's kind of like when the wind changes or when water moves, or probably there's weather related as well. This is not a sign of a haunting.
Seeing a black apparition so frequently that they nicknamed it It. With time, the spirit became bolder. The father Jack levitated, the mother Janet was dragged out of bed, and one of the daughters Shannon was even hurled down the staircase. The once calm Catholic family was now under attack, forcing them to argue and point fingers at each other until Janet called the church for help. No, every single person got thrown, scratched, there were knockings on the walls.
In this very home.
In this living room, I used to see this shadow figure, this entity that they used to call It. They would see It, like tall, like shadow figure guy.
Any noises and things that they think they hear in this house during this time. First of all, it is a duplex. There's someone living next door. You can hear things through the walls. It's thin walls. Second of all, too, there's a lot of house settling and creaking and things in this city. It happens a lot in this city.
When a local priest finally arrived to bless each room, they said it did absolutely nothing. So they were forced to call in the big guns, Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Ed and Lorraine Warren arrived in 1986 and identified 3 spirits in the house: an elderly woman in the basement, an insane younger woman, and a violent man with a mustache. However, in the master bedroom closet, Lorraine found the worst possible scenario: a demon who was feeding off their fear and wanted to tear apart the Smurl family.
Ed and Lorraine found a demon in every house because demons sold movies and books better than Ghost did.
The haunting was actually upstairs in the master bedroom. Oh my god.
Wait, okay, I remember researching there used to be a ceiling fan in here that fell on one of the...
Okay, again, they're in the wrong side of the house. The ceiling fan fell in the other side. None of this stuff happened on this side of the duplex. 2 different homes.
Girls.
And it was killed her.
Oh my god.
It was in the kitchen.
So they had 4 little girls in their family. One of them kept getting really, really like attacked. Like every time that they would like pull out any religious artifacts, which we might have to do tonight, then the demonic infestations would happen like over and over.
And bro, Janet was in here too when she started hearing like a whisper of somebody being like, Janet, doing the dishes, and she went downstairs, heard even more. There's a basement to this place.
Demons here were scratching, yelling, they were causing like odors, they were throwing people against walls. At one point, both of the parents here were actually by a demon.
That is like very offensive. First of all, I do think that they were having sleep paralysis. I think the whole family was stressed, and their religion caused them to think that things were happening and caused them to have like sleep issues and other things like that. So I do think it was sleep paralysis. Even in the book, they even explain that it was like assault, that the demon assaulted them. And just the way that he says that, you effed the thing that attacked you. You're downplaying the trauma that people feel happened to them. I don't think that, personally, I don't think it happened to Janet. I don't really believe a lot of Janet's stuff. She seems like she's lying in a lot of her things, but I do think something happened to the father, but I do think that it was sleep paralysis. And I think stress and his brain injury was also causing him problems. But they just like completely downplay that, how traumatic, and it was assault to them. And them talking about it as if it's like almost consensual or something by using that word. I don't know. I just think it's very offensive for Sam to do that.
Like there's these entities called incubus and succubus, and they assault you.
And that's true.
Yeah.
It happened to Wait, to Janet.
So now he uses the word assault. They're just so inappropriate. I don't know. That's why I also don't like watch them very often, and I don't really want to cover them too much. But like the witch stuff kind of pissed me off. And then like I know the Conjuring House stuff they got incorrect. So I was like, all right, we'll just do a video. We'll cover everything off.
And Jack, the 2 parents. And they literally come in forms of like these old like humanoid figures with red eyes.
Animal hybrids.
Animal hybrids.
Like some of them look like lizardy and they have like horse legs and stuff like that.
I think they're just thinking of what they Googled as succubus and incubus is. Jack said that it was an old lady, and like that she smelled and was all like decaying looking kind of or something, or old, like, I don't know. It was an old lady anyways. That's how he described it.
Black shadow figure that was seen here for sure.
Well, if we want the best chance of seeing something, we should actually go upstairs to the master bedroom.
Oh,
That's where all the hauntings began.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Guys, right here at the bottom of the staircase was where Shannon, one of the daughters of the family, was shoved down the stairs.
Again, everything that they say in this is incorrect because they're in the wrong house. This all happened next door, not in this house. All that happened in this house was smells.
No, there's a thin ass hallway, bro, and it's like It's dark up here. Wait,
Did you hear like an extra step followed
Like
us?
more steps came up than were up. Listen, no, I heard it.
Those stairs are really creaky, and you're standing on the stair still. You're on the top stair. Like, you're causing the creak. There's 4 of you standing there and freaking out, moving around. You're causing the creaks.
Okay, so on the upstairs, in the back, that is where the master bedroom is.
that one right there?
That's where all the hauntings were. Upstairs in the back.
Upstairs around.
Isn't that what the devil told us? Or no, Roxanne. Or was it? Well, she was channeling a witch conduct a ritual to try to speak to the devil, and she said upstairs around the back is where you're going to speak to the devil.
And now we're upstairs.
Going to the back,
Around
and that's
the
where the
back.
demonic infestations are. Is when Ed and Lorraine came here. Ed and Lorraine are like the most famous demonologists ever to exist, and Lorraine is a psychic. And when she came in here, she saw that in the master bedroom closet, that was where the demon resided. That was like its home.
Ed and Lorraine tried to cleanse this house many times, even getting Father McKenna, an excommunicated Catholic priest, to exorcise this house.
That was interesting that he actually said excommunicated, because not many people actually say that and talk about that. See, this like makes me wonder sometimes, because they get like little things like that correct, and then they get everything else wrong.
Lorraine tried to cleanse this house many times, even getting Father McKenna, an excommunicated Catholic priest, to exorcise this house. However, none of this worked, and the exorcisms failed. Actually, this made the demon come back even stronger, sending one of the daughters, Karen, to the hospital with a deadly illness. At this point, they had tried everything. Janet was even saying she was okay with the demon killing her because she had completely given up.
This is the master?
This used to be the master, yes.
Oh, wait, is that where...
This would probably be where they said the demon was.
Right there. This is where they used to stand.
Yeah, like, and again, they're on the wrong side of the house. So
Most people believe that the Smurls were demonic victims, but some assume that they were just hoaxers trying to make some money. To quiet down all the commotion, the town's Catholic Church finally sent a priest over to observe the hauntings.
the priest in this picture is Father McKenna. The Catholic Church did not send him. The Warrens brought him. He was excommunicated from the Catholic Church, so he did not have the church's blessing for anything that he was doing. There was a Catholic priest sent over to investigate, and he did not find any proof of anything. He did not find anything was happening. So yes, that is why else they were labeled fakers and hoaxers, because there was obviously no proof that there was any demonic activity happening at the house or to the people there.
But of course, the demon refused to show, making the Smurls look like complete frauds. After 6 exorcisms and over a decade of spiritual torture, the Smurl family finally moved away from this house, but they still claim to experience some of its hauntings even to this day.
That would mean then that this house doesn't have anything in it because it followed them. But yeah, I do think they were hoaxing. They moved once the book and the movie deal happened. They got paid. They got their movie checks, their book checks. I think that the Jack did have some mental issues going on, and he believed things happened to him. I do think that. I'm not even sure, honestly, if the essay really happened, because Ed is the one that announced that to the press, and they got that from the Entity movie, because they also did the same thing with the Snedeker case, which it was like a year within the same year, a year later after the Smurl case, they tried to sell SA by a demon in the Snedeker case as well. So, Okay, right there, I'm editing and realizing this. Sam talked about the attic. There wasn't anything really to do with the attic in the Smurl's original story. I didn't read anything about the attic. I didn't see anything about the attic. But in the movie, the attic is a big deal. And earlier too, Colby actually had a line that I ended up cutting because I wasn't sure if I was reaching on this, but it felt like they watched the movie. Because they asked about the closet and the demons, the other guys that are with them. And then Colby's like, yeah, but the movie is something totally different. It's not about this. It's not this story, is what he said. And then you add on to like Elton and Tony and all them said that they didn't see the movie until it was released, which is complete bull. Tony would have seen the movie for sure. And during the live stream where Elton was introducing him buying that house, they really concentrated on the mirror for a while during the walkthrough. And that's from the movie. Like there were signs that like they clearly seen the movie ahead of time. And I really think this circle seen the movie ahead of time. I think that they knew about the movie already, and Sam and Colby are letting it slip way too often. Even the fact that in editing, like they put a scene from the movie, that was a scene from the movie, they put that in the editing here because it only happened in the movie.
So the people that live here currently have not entered the attic at all. And they gave us permission to be the first ones to go back up there since the Smurl house haunting.
What happened in the attic back then?
Both psychics said they heard noises and rustling and something like living in the attic. So we don't know.
Also, they don't know that nobody's been up there because this place was purchased by somebody who is renting it out, this side. So multiple people could have been up in that attic.
This is a duplex, right?
Yes.
The place place right next door. Do you think the spirits just go back and forth?
Yeah, it was just as haunted.
Originally, they were just haunting the Smurl family, but it got so bad that it started seeping into all the neighbors. So not even just
What?
the duplex, but everyone around was hearing not only like random sounds, but also like curdling screams.
The crazy part about the neighbors is they were saying that they like would hear giant bird flapping wings in the house when the
There was one neighbor who corroborated Janet's story and said this stuff. And then they featured them as like multiple neighbors in the movie, The Haunting, which is on YouTube and you can just watch it, which is probably where they got some of their information from. The one neighbor that corroborated it is probably Janet's friend. Other people in the neighborhood were pissed off and annoyed because their lives were ruined by all these people constantly being in their neighborhood and they couldn't leave their driveway or go to work or anything because there was press everywhere. So
Start our first investigation here in the basement.
I'm going to skip past all their stupid gadgets because, you know, gadgets, they're all BS. And we already know that they have everything incorrect about this house anyway. What I am curious about and want to look at is this priestess.
Today, we are here now doing the spirit board with Pythian Priestess, aka Ashley.
Hello, everyone. I am an initiated Hermetic Priestess. What that means is I was ordained by secret order and I can control and move spirits. And today we're using my homemade spirit board.
Before someone leaves this comment, which they probably already have left it in this video or the last one, I technically came from a family of witches. So I'm technically a born witch. I was raised in these occult organizations. So I'm raised in this secret knowledge as well. But I'll tell you the secret knowledge that I was trained and raised in, you can find it online. Okay. I recognize it everywhere. So don't come at me with this whole, I'm a 5th generation witch, blah, blah, blah. Technically I am too. Right? A lot of us are, because a lot of us came from cunning folk. Quite a lot of us came from cunning folk. And whenever I hear people brag about being a generational witch, it drives me insane because it literally means nothing. You hear about these witches and priestesses and like whatever. They're like, I am ordained and I was trained by the secret order and blah, 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 blah. These secret order places, these organizations, either they're just people who are on power trips, because I've been part of this my whole life. They're either local people and they're on power trips. They want to be in charge of a group or be in charge of you. So they run like a local group. Or the other side is that they're like these organizations that you have to pay to do your training at, and you keep paying more and more until you get up to the highest level. And then you have to pay a like monthly or yearly fee to maintain your status with them. They're not these secret orders and they're not these special things that make them mystical and whatever. They're just money-making opportunities or ego fests, like a place that someone can control people and get off on it. All this stuff is so scammy. Like my mom used to do all of it all the time. And I know because when I was looking at, she told me to choose my own religion, I was looking at that stuff and I'm like, why do you have to pay for this? This is dumb. And then I was looking at different ways that I wanted to kind of explore my own pagan roots and pagan self and everything. And I was in Rosicrucian at first growing up. You had to pay for that. And you still have to pay, like, it's a small fee that was Rosicrucian at least. But if you want to do these things and you're given like a actual status label, you're paying a fee for this stuff. But like she does do accurate stuff. Like she has accurate information. I have watched her before and she does do things accurately, but she does like a combination of sort of witch, like white witch stuff mixed with some magician, Ars Goetia stuff. And I know that she said that she's a Hermetic priestess. All of these special occult practitioners and all these special occult practices are all based off of texts that were translated, created, and distributed during that sort of medieval era from Middle Ages into the Renaissance age. Well, it does reference stuff from ancient cultures. It was shaped from Christians who were writing it and discovering the text, right? Just like, I was raised Rosicrucian in my beginnings, and that is based around a lot of Hermeticism stuff as well. So it's all very similar, and most occultist religions have these similar roots, and these roots were translated and distributed during a time where the population was Christian. So I personally feel like they were influenced by a Christian mindset. as well. And like, she is accurate, but I just don't like when people throw around that they are this high priestess and they're part of this secret order, because it's just a bunch of bullshit. And if she's not paying a fee for it, then she's running her own school and she's taking a fee from other people. That's always how these things go. I was just washing off my makeup and getting ready for bed after I did the recording, and I was just thinking about, I'm probably going to interject on some of the witchcraft occult things like that. My only reason that I kind of got a little bit heated about the Pythian priestess stuff, about her saying she's part of a secret order. Okay, let me just make it clear. They do teach you the correct stuff for these things, and these pay per or whatever, or if you're joining a group and someone wants power trip, whatever, like they're always like a scheme to make money or someone who wants to get power or whatever, but they do teach you the correct things in those organizations. I will say that it's not incorrect. It is correct information that can be fact checked, which she does. She is properly trained and she knows her stuff. Okay. I just wanted to add on to that they do correctly train you in those particular organizations. What I don't like about the Pythian priestess is those groups, these secret orders, whatever, they are trying to essentially, okay, my fiber brain just forgot the word I'm trying to say. The word that I keep forgetting, and it happens again during this recording, the word is gatekeeping. So gatekeeping information and trying to act like it's only special certain people can have it. It's when groups and people and organizations try to like stop people from accessing information, like they won't share information and they think that they're special, that they are the special ones who need to protect all this information and blah, 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 which I get, wanting to protect like secret order stuff, you know, things that people are worried about gets into the wrong hands. But the reality is, one, you don't need to pay for it because you can find it all. It's all available. This stuff is not hidden. You can find everything. Everything is online or in a library, in a book or whatever, or passed down through people. Like, you can find the information. It's not secret. And two, I just don't really believe in controlling information access to people, and a lot of these secret orders make it so that you need to like be invited or someone needs to vouch for you to get in. And I just don't really agree with, when it comes to religion and spiritual stuff, to control information like that. That is what the Catholic Church was doing, and that is what started Protestants up. Like, that's what kind of started the Protestant religion. I know I'm making a generality, but like, I just don't agree with controlling information like that. So I know there's probably gonna be some witches, some people who follow Satan, Lucifer, whatever, as well, who are going to complain in these comments too. So I might interject while I'm editing. I know I have strong views on this, and I'll probably upset some people out there because everyone does practice a little bit differently, and everyone does practice in their own way, in their own unique way, and I get that. But I just hate spreading misinformation when it's big audiences like that. And at least, the very least, just say like everyone practices in their own way and like kind of make that clear, and they really didn't. Anyway, Pythian priestess, she is accurate. She does her stuff correctly. I don't like the, controlling the information and be like, well, I'm special because I was invited to this secret order. I don't like that attitude. That attitude does not belong in religion. It didn't work for Christians, Catholics, whatever, and it shouldn't work for witches and occultists either. We should all be sharing information with one another. Otherwise, then people do stupid stuff without having the correct information because you're controlling the correct information. Anyway, I have a lot to say, and of course, I'm going to rant on this stuff. And yes, I will be doing a video on the history of witchcraft, and I will be doing like an in-depth video on that too. So keep an eye out for that. I don't mean to rant this long in my pajamas at this point. All right, guys.
So the spirits that I contacted, the first one isn't a spirit, it's an egregore, and it lives in the walls. Egregores are energy masses that are created from human thought. So the amount of publicity around this case, the amount of fear in the town, the family, it's still living in this house.
So even though there might not be an actual demon here, the thought of people believing there's a demon here creates that illusion.
And that is what's so scary about this. It's because
it's really convenient plot armor, considering that the demon was supposed to have followed the family, or well, exorcised then followed the family, and this place hasn't been haunted or had any signs of anything bad happening at it. And now we have some nice plot armor to explain why their video is gonna capture stuff. Yeah, okay.
And we believe we might have talked to a man tonight by the name of Patrick. And so I think we should be communicating to him directly and see if we can get more answers through him.
In the lore of the house and the things that we've studied, like Patrick was used as an entity by the devil. Like the devil was kind of like controlling this guy in order to do bad things to the Smurl family.
And if Patrick is still here, he would have been there in 1973 to 1986.
Yeah.
So the same guy could have witnessed a real demon here.
Oh, and also it said that it would be a bad idea to do the spirit board.
Oh yeah.
What? You guys didn't say that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, our last question up in the master bedroom says, "Is it a bad idea?" Say bad idea. It says bad idea.
Well,
I feel we got this.
Bad idea from the DR60. All right, one thing I do want to point out here, all with her stuff, you see she has a symbol there, a sigil. She has symbolism. She is inside the sigil where you're supposed to be as the magician. And she always has the proper stuff with her. I just want to point out that she actually does things the correct way. Not that I'm like endorsing her or anything. I'm just saying that I think that she was actually trained properly and learned this stuff and actually went out of her way to understand the history and the magics and the different like religious, spiritual stuff that has been passed down over thousands of years.
this is the altar to the spirit. When I light this candle and I summon the spirit, it goes here, not into the planchette.
So we're summoning a spirit here.
Correct.
Who can control the board there to communicate with us?
Yeah, so imagine like it's just taking its finger and it's going all the way over here and putting itself, it's just its finger in this crystal right here.
So if we investigate some of these symbols, that is their Hebrew signs. This is definitely magician's protection circle in here. And that is why you will see as well the Jewish star in here. And then these, the pentagram or pentagram? Yeah. Pentagrams in here. That's an add-on that she has added into this. Normally this would actually have more writing than this on the outside, but you know, it's whatever, modernized. And then her making her own board. That's also part of like kind of doing your own practice and everything as well. You have your own board you make in control too. And she's got symbolism on the little things on her altar as well, and she's controlling where the spirit is going to go and where it can move to and how it is trapped in place. This is correct. This is correct information from a spiritual aspect, and if you're practicing witch or magician, like this is all correct information, whereas the other one was just a lot of misunderstanding and misinformation.
So it's just its finger in this crystal right here.
Yeah, so this is another trap for the demon, spirit, whatever. And these symbols as well will control it and make it be trapped inside there for the session of what you want to demand the demon to be and do.
Safety mechanism to make sure nobody gets hurt, nobody gets possessed. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put a ring of salt. This is a ring of protection. And now we will light the altar. This is an offering to the spirit, so it will be a little bit kinder to us.
This right here, that's a sigil as well. And a sigil like that is often used to control or trap a demon or spirit to make it do your bidding of some sort, which I think is what she's doing here in this episode. But she could also have a spirit or demon who does her bidding, who then controls them too. But either way, this is a sigil to trap or control a spirit or demon.
I will first invoke the goddess, so I'm in my goddess form, and the spirits then have to listen to me. I don't think a lot of people have seen this because it's occult, it's hidden. So
it's not hidden. This stuff, you can find this stuff. It's in old books that have been passed down, sure, but it's not hidden. This is normal. Like she's calling it invoking the goddess, but normally you invoke like the spirit or the demon or whatever, or you know, you're doing something to kind of protect yourself against whatever you're going to. But I mean, like it's kind of combining because she's got the Ars Goetia magician and she is invoking the goddess, which you can do as a witch, just like pagan, Celtic, druidic kind of background. You can invoke the goddess gods or like the different elements as well. You can invoke them to take you over or protect you in some form as well. So this isn't secret or hidden. You can access this stuff just by learning, opening some books, and doing some research.
Can you imagine how many stupid people would do this without like just thinking? They'll summon anything, Satan, demons, and it's still dangerous. Like I'm putting safety protections here.
And there's people that do it because the stuff isn't hidden. You can find it anywhere. She's just doing it the right way and putting safety precautions in. And the safety precaution stuff is the stuff that you really got to do your research on to learn, because it's the older stuff that, you know, and maybe like for younger people now, it's harder to find the correct information. Because like when I was growing up, like the internet was first just kind of starting, and this occult stuff really wasn't all over the internet yet. So like I learned from books that you had to go out and find and search for, right? So I don't know if the internet has dumbed down stuff or made stuff misinformation. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, at this point.
I mean, it's not dangerous.
Yeah.
And see, she always keeps them in the circle. You're supposed to stay in the circle if you're going to be accessing these things. Just want to also quickly add here to the other guys in the room don't need to be in the sigil or in the protection area, just FYI, because she has trapped the spirit being or whatever on the countertop in the sigil, but also they aren't taking part in the ritual. They are just observing. Sam and Colby are taking part in the ritual, as she is too, which is why the three of them are inside the sigil. Just if you're wondering, based on other things I've said about being in the circle and everything, that's sort of the way that this works. So the other guys aren't in danger because they're not actually taking part in the ritual. They're just observing.
Calling to the spirit, the entity that is known as Patrick. Can you please give us a sign, yes or no, if you are here with us?
No one's going to hurt you. Thank you. Please reset.
We believe that you might have been here during the time of the hauntings, 1973 to 1986, where you saw Ed and Lorraine Warren try to get rid of a demon. Can you confirm that you were there during this time? Are you still the same Patrick? Take that as a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's a little weak. Let me try something.
Okay.
All right, let's try again.
That's the same question, maybe.
Patrick, can you confirm that you were here during the time that a demon infested this house with the Smurl family?
It was so much faster.
Whoa.
It was so much faster.
He just needed a little push.
Thank you.
Patrick, when you were alive, did you kill somebody?
No judgment, Patrick. No one's judging you.
Just trying to confirm an identity.
Whoa.
I
He killed two people.
too.
I killed two people?
Yeah, I just got chills.
Wait. The story is
Yeah, that's what I just said. Like,
the wife
he killed his wife and her lover.
and the lover, not somebody too. Whoa.
I killed two
Wait,
people.
that is insane.
Oh, that's actually.
Thank you, Patrick, for your honesty.
I do believe that the Ouija is the ID motor effect, but, I still do have, reservations around Ouija board and things when it comes to intention of the other people that are with you, because there's something about, energies and stuff. But anyway, it sounds like Sam already knew the answer to that, too. So, he could be even unknowingly doing that as well. So I know that the priestess is acting, dramatized overacting or whatever, people would say that about her. And I know some people complained about her on the Reddit and stuff, but this is actually what a normal occultist practicing in this manner, this is what she would do. That one guy was a little ridiculous, the other guy, because he didn't actually have any symbols, he didn't draw anything, and he didn't really say anything either. He didn't actually practice any sort of ritual or anything that wasn't an exorcism. And plus, you can't really do an exorcism as a magician. You control demons and make them do your bidding, but you don't exorcise them. So that other guy made no sense. The people that they met in the UK made no sense. That made no sense.
Is there still an evil presence that you know of? Whoa. Guys, I don't know how to explain this. We've tried to explain it 100 times on my camera before, but it's literally it's being pulled. Do you know if this negative energy is wanting and able to communicate with us? Whoa. It started getting way faster. But it was hesitant.
Yeah,
I want to get to know the answer.
And then you did something.
Yes, so what I'm doing is I'm invoking energy to help him move.
Okay.
He's a little slow. He's really old.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
We want to know if this evil entity or possibly demonic entity is located in the master bedroom upstairs.
G.
G?
Go.
He wants us to go up.
G-O.
Find out ourselves.
Yeah, remember this is a murderer we're talking to, guys.
He's encouraging the negativity, huh?
Yeah. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. When you were there during the hauntings, were you in fact controlled by this demon? That went really fast.
Really fast.
Yes.
Patrick, why do you stay here? Are you stuck? Are you trapped?
H or I?
Yeah, it's an L, maybe.
L?
H. I know it's I. You're right.
I. Now it's an H? Or maybe it was I-H?
I-H. Okay.
What's that? Is it you?
Was it creaking?
Yeah, I heard that.
Dude, I'm not. That ball pushing me. What the? Look at my finger.
I or H4?
H4? What's that mean?
I'm not sure.
H4.
Let's reset. Thank you, Patrick. Can you please try again?
Patrick, is there a specific reason that you stay here?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a yes.
So there is a specific reason?
There's a reason why he's here, but he said H4 last question. I have no idea.
Thank you.
If there is a reason that you're here, can you give us a hint as to why?
If you could spell it out for us, Patrick, we'd appreciate it.
Have you already told us?
Yes.
No.
What did it say?
I. We're back to I. Let's reset. I have a question for him.
Okay.
Let's reset.
Oh.
It's ego. I is ego.
Do we think Patrick is a dark thing? Patrick, are you and this evil entity you speak of in the master bedroom the same thing? It's an H.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
E. He.
He what? I?
That's not stopping.
He.
H-E-L.
Are you trying to say hell?
Maybe the first word was he.
It just went to yes after that.
Oh my god.
Are you the same thing? Hell.
Wait, what?
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick.
So was it trying to say he and then something else? Like it was just trying to spell hell.
I think he was trying to spell hell.
Okay.
But what could that mean
then
to
what
your
does that
question?
mean? Yeah.
Hell is a state of mind. It's not a place.
Patrick, are you and this demon entity both in the same hellish state of mind? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what makes them similar. Maybe not the same person.
What I find interesting in this Ouija session is they keep asking about whether this being is up in the master bedroom and they're in the wrong side of the house. If it was the real thing, but they're in the wrong side of the house, and it keeps like not answering to that. So I find that kind of funny. Whether they know they're in the wrong side and they're not answering to it, so that they don't look like idiots when their video comes out, or like what's exactly happening here with it.
He's really stuck on that, Jay.
Maybe.
What about Janet and Jack? I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Probably not.
No. Do you want us to ask about Janet and Jack? Whoa, okay.
Yes.
What would you like to tell us about Janet and Jack?
His offering is done. He needs another one.
Is that what he's saying?
You can tell. He's not happy that his offering is out.
What's his offer?
So actually, I'm going to have you do that, please. So we need you to take one of those sticks and light it. We're getting you another offering, Patrick. You know, spirits are transactional sometimes. How'd you guys learn?
Yeah.
What do you have to offer?
You don't need that many. Let's just do one.
I didn't know.
Yeah, put it there. Let it light.
Okay, so see how she's not leaving the circle to create a new offering, to light a new offering, and she gets one of them to do it. That is because the circle is the protection area right now, and they're the ones talking to and invoking this being. Therefore, you want to be in a protected area. Otherwise, if you leave the circle, then they can get you. So because the other guys are not engaging with the spirit, and she probably told them not to, then they don't have to be in the circle kind of thing. So just for accuracy's sake, from like actual spiritual teachings and whatnot, if you guys are curious. I'm not saying that this is necessarily real. I'm just saying that this is correct teachings and practice as a witch or magician.
What did you want to tell us about Jack and Janet? Is there anything maybe that the history doesn't tell us?
A.
K.
Mm-hmm.
Fake?
Are you saying they're fake?
What?
My God.
He's saying Jack and Janet were like not telling the truth about anything.
The
Oh,
stories.
wait, the fact that they were like calling in all the exorcism stuff was fake? Maybe there was some sort of energy here, but like...
It was just like exaggerated? Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. That's
Thank you.
amazing. Yeah, can you clarify specifically what part was faked? Are you talking about the things that were happening to them that they were claiming were demonic infestations? Were those fake?
H.
H-A.
H-A-L. H-A-L.
Oh my gosh.
What was that?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's a
I'm
start-
sorry. I didn't mean to go in this.
It's okay.
You're not in the circle. You're fine.
It's still moving.
Yeah, it is.
Wait a minute. I think that came from either the kitchen or the basement.
It came from the kitchen.
Half of it.
Oh!
Wait a minute. That's insane.
Like half of it was real, half of it was
Yeah,
like...
I'm getting goosebumps.
Exactly.
Goosebumps.
Debunking history right now.
Well, why? Why would they fake half these hauntings? Are you saying they faked half of the...
They fake it to make money. I mean, you guys should know. You guys should know best on faking stuff to make money. Also, like, I don't really pay attention to the noises and stuff they're hearing. There are people on the other side that live next door again, like I said. And these are old houses. They settle and make noise.
things that happened to them for
Money or fame?
money and fame, something of greed?
No
Fucking
way.
chills, dude.
Wait, that's crazy.
Because we confirmed that this thing we're talking to was there in the 1970s,
Yeah.
so he would know.
I have a question, and I'm not trying to like make any accusation, but like, could this entity like be lying?
He can't lie. So when I did the invocation, you will tell no lies and play no tricks.
Whoa.
That is actually.
Whoa.
And I think Side Eye Guy makes fun of her for saying that, but just to let you guys know, again, that is correct. She is practicing stuff from Ars Goetia and from Old World. Like, she's got some Druidic stuff in here too and some Celtic stuff, but like the stuff where she's saying that you can tell no lies or play no tricks, that is the magician stuff that she's practicing, and that is accurate as to what she's saying here. For the spiritual side of it, for any of you who are curious, she's not just making it up. Like, she actually was taught this stuff. This is all correct spiritualism for her particular choice of whatever lore and stuff that she's following. I don't know what to really call it, because what she's doing is kind of a combination. It's a combination of some stuff from the magician stuff from the Renaissance, and then she's she's got a bit of the Druidic stuff in there, I can see, and then she's got definitely some Celtic stuff in there too. So I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be surprised too if she's doing like an offshoot of Rosicrucian as well, because they kind of evolved. Probably some Crowley. She might be doing like an offshoot group of Crowley. There are some people, or Crowley, sorry. There are some people that kind of created other religions based off of his work as well. So, but it's all based off like old texts. I don't really believe in the magician stuff because it was created during the Renaissance, and I don't believe in demons. Demons as Christians understand them in today's day, because there are no demons. They were created at the time when they were starting up the witch trials and everything else and trying to get people riled up.
You said there's some sort of evil entity in the master bedroom. Was that an actual demon?
Oh, yes.
That was the fastest one yet. Thank you.
Patrick, did the first exorcism actually work, even though they said it didn't?
H.
I want to re-ask the exorcism question because, like, I have a feeling
that it was going to yes.
Like, maybe the first exorcism worked, got rid of this negative entity, and then they just, like,
kept saying it because they liked the attention or something?
Yes. Yeah, possibly.
Oh, wow.
Wait, I have a question. Are these people, the Smurls, are they alive?
Yeah.
Dang, so they have the answers too, but...
Also, what was interesting is we asked them to be part of this video, and they declined to comment.
It's true.
Like, why?
That's huge, yeah. Let's get some more answers.
Maybe that's why Patrick wanted us to talk about Jackie Chan.
No facts.
Like, what the hell? Patrick, you said that half of what the Smurls were talking about was fake. So my question is, was everything solved? Was the demon banished after the first exorcism? Did that actually work? 3.
After the third.
The third exorcism.
They had 3 exorcisms?
Well, no, they had 6 total. So only half of it. Only half of it.
Wait, there was 6 total?
It was 6 total exorcisms.
So the first 3 were by, like, Father McKenna, right? And then the other 3 were about somebody else?
Well, I think it was, like, throughout their lives, I think. We need to look that up again.
I know there's definitely more than 3.
Insane. Yeah.
So that means the third exorcism worked, and then when they went to the press, because on the third exorcism was 1986. And 1986 is also when they made this place famous. So maybe they were just sulking in, because they lived here for another 2 years.
They weren't a very well-off family as well, so what if they were just doing it for the wrong intentions?
Was the Smurl family making money in any way, shape, or form from this case becoming so popular?
That is the dumbest question. Of course they made money. We all know they made money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude! Which makes sense. Just think about it, like newspapers and like TV stations, after they heard about it, they probably paid the Smurls to interview. And so of course they're going to say even crazier and crazier things are happening. Come talk to me.
Is what Colby said true? They kept embellishing for the news stations and to gain more money and fame? Oh my god.
Yes.
It is absolutely ridiculous that people believe this. Like, these guys make money and fame off of the same crap, off of lying about ghost hunts and about hauntings. They know this, they're aware of this, but I guess it's a show for their audience. Either that or they're completely not self-aware in any way, shape, or form.
Patrick, are you afraid of this egregore becoming so powerful that he controls you again?
Whoa, maybe it did help.
Wait, is that light?
Yes.
Flicker?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. So he is afraid of all the attention that the movie, this video, all those types of things are going to get because so many people believe in said demon.
This Ouija board session is interesting and everything, but I do think that Sam is the one that's pushing it, to be honest.
Do you think if we go back into the master bedroom, we can communicate with said egregore that is here, posing as this evil energy?
As this method it is.
And I'm going to skip the Estes stuff. I think this is probably the end of the episode anyway, because Estes is just listening to the damn radio. What was left at the rest of the end of their video was just them talking about their next year, blah, blah, blah. That covers off their Hell Month. Again, my issue is, honestly, my bigger issue was more with the video on Pendle Hill. I found it very disrespectful and tone deaf to a lot of other witches. I don't really care for the witches that they chose there. The Pythian Priestess actually is solid, and if they brought her with them, she would have actually corrected a lot of that lore too. So she actually knows her stuff, to be honest. Not that I'm like endorsing anyone, because I'm sure that she's probably making some money off being on their show, and she's just gonna get worse, because it tends to happen with people that orbit around the Warrens, Sam Colby, Zach Baggins. They all tend to start lying more and just trying to make money off of the industry. So unfortunately. Please leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought about Sam and Colby's Hell Month this year. As well, it would really help out if you guys hyped the video. It's underneath in the comments, only on mobile devices. Also, sharing out the video really helps as well. Grow the channel, helps with the algorithm, get the videos out there. There was an issue with the algorithm with my channel, and I would love some help correcting it. So those are some things you can do for free that really help out. As well, if you're new to the channel too, like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Lastly, I'd love to thank the members and patrons who help financially support the channel. Your support means a lot, especially this time of the year when I'm dealing dealing with a lot of migraines and fibromyalgia pain because winter is here, unfortunately. So I just want to say I appreciate everything that you guys do for the channel, whether it's a share of the video or it's a membership. Everything accumulates together and helps this community thrive. Thank you guys for coming and watching the video today, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next premiere live video, whatever. Good night, guys. Okay.